All right, everybody, season 3, episode 22 of the Swishlist podcast. Let me tell you something. We are so excited about this episode. We have a ton to get into. We're going to break down this whole Wemby for MVP campaign. Why is Jalen Brown falling in the conversation? Where's Luka in the conversation? Jokic, SGA, maybe a hidden name in the mix. We have to break it all down. We'll talk about the NCAA tournament and, of course, UConn hitting that shot against Duke. I mean, what were they doing? A 2v2 matchup of Kawhi and MJ versus Kobe and LeBron. Our take on a change that needs to happen in the NBA for next season. We'll do another bench one of these players, a build your 5 Celtics edition. We'll talk NBA expansion, some of our biggest disappointments for the teams that missed the play-in. What's happening in San Francisco if you're a Golden State or a 49ers fan, and some one-on-one matchups. And who knows, maybe we'll talk about a few other things, but that's kind of going to be the meat and potatoes of the pod. We'll start. Victor Wembanyama moves up, becomes like the favorite to win MVP. And there's a lot of discourse on both sides. This guy obviously is the best defender in the league, and I've never heard so much talk about defense related to the MVP until this season. And then the people that are against it are saying he spent 15% of the season coming off the bench, missed a bunch of games, and he's 15th in scoring in the NBA. Roman, I want to talk about Wemby first, and then I want to break down some of these other candidates. We'll talk about who we think should win it at the end of the segment. But talk to me about Victor Wembanyama. Where do you stand on him in the MVP discussion?
Well, I think it's valid for him to have a case for it. Like if he makes that 65-game minimum, then of course it's there. This is the second best team in the NBA right now, and 15th in points. It's like he's the best defender in the NBA. Like maybe, yeah, he should be a little bit higher, but there's the caveat of him coming off the bench for a few of those games, which with limited minutes. So it's like, of course he was going to drop a few points, but I don't know. I've never looked at the MVP and been specific to they must have 30 points per game or a minimum of 28 points per game. I didn't know this was the requirement. My only gripe with it was it seemed like Victor just had to make a comment about it in the media for them to be like, okay, yeah, maybe this guy is the MVP. So I'm not mad at it. He has a say in it, of course, with the way the Spurs are performing.
Yeah, all totally fair points. I mean, some people are saying pump the brakes on Wemby. He hasn't played a single minute in the postseason. And at the same time, if the Thunder mess around and lose a couple games, the Spurs will be the 1 seed. So what's hard for me is nobody wants to contextualize what's happening on the offensive end because he's the number 1 defender. But it really does play in his favor on both sides. First, if he spent 15% of the season coming off the bench on a minutes restriction and is still the number 1 defender in the game, he's doing that on reduced minutes. Look at his blocks per game relative to the rest of the league. I mean, it's crazy. Then you turn around and look at his scoring. So on a minutes restriction coming off the bench for 15% of the season, he's also 15th in the league in scoring. He's perfectly capable of scoring in the mid-30s on any given night, giving you 40 on any given night, and being in the high 20s when he's a consistent starter. And so his points per game number, when you compare it to Luka with like the highest usage rate in the league, Shea with a usage rate that's way up there. Same with Anthony Edwards. Tyrese Maxey's had to carry the team because of tons of injuries and suspensions that have happened for the Sixers. Like you have to understand the context of his numbers and why they are where they are. But you look at this guy, he absolutely is the reason why they are so good.
You can't argue it. I mean, when I think of most valuable player to a team, there's a few guys who are up there, and Victor Wembanyama is just as much in the conversation as anybody else should be there. So you can't discredit him besides just him being young. And the argument that, like, we need to see him play on the playoffs, it's a regular season award, y'all. So I don't think we should be worried about that right now.
I don't know. Should Jalen Brown jump on his podcast and say he's the MVP? Because there was a stretch where I felt like he was considered a potential MVP, and then Tatum came back, and Wemby was taking off.
Top 3,
and now he's like what, 5th, 7th?
Yes, and the Celtics are still overperforming.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
I said 2 weeks ago that the Celtics were going to drop in the standings. No, they just clinched their playoff spot now. They have 50 wins. Like they're clinched. They're up there. So it's like, how is this guy not in the conversation? And like you said, I think JT coming back definitely plays a role in that. It's like, okay, it's a duo now again. You can't have this guy winning an MVP, especially like tonight. The Celtics won by 20 and Jason Tatum had 30 points.
Tatum was
so it's
good.
like it's just hurting Jalen Brown's case for it. But I don't know. I just feel like he should be in that conversation of those top 3 to 5 guys, but it's just going under the radar because Jason Tatum's back.
As of this week, Victor Wembanyama, number 1, SGA number 2, Jokic 3, Doncic 4, and Jalen Brown 5. It's hard because all of these guys are making a great case. This is the first time I think in 4 years that Jokic hasn't been number 1 or number 2, and he's putting up near 20 assist games. Now, I'm not going to lie. I watched that 19 assist game that he had, and some of the statistician in Denver needs to be investigated a little bit. Somebody probably needs to explain to him again what an assist is, because he's getting a little favorable with how he's dishing out assists for Jokic. And I don't feel like there's enough people talking about it. That's not taking anything away from Jokic. He still has to put the ball in the basket. He still is generating high-end offense. When he's there, he commands so much gravity on the floor. But I do feel like if there was a reason to say that Jokic isn't in that top 2 conversation, I point to the statistician and the way that some of his numbers are being evaluated, and also just the fact that Denver, relative to the other teams that are in the conversation, is just not a top team.
5 seed. They're not in that mix. Like the Lakers are just barely out of that mix. But oh wait, no, they're 4 seed, aren't they?
They're the 4 seed right now, just barely behind the Lakers. Yeah,
just barely, but yeah, behind the Lakers right now. And yeah, Victor's here now. If Victor wasn't here, yeah, he can be in that conversation because we need a big man in the conversation still. But Victor's kind of taken over. Spurs are the 2 seed. They're competing for that best team in the NBA right now. Jokic sat out a bunch of games, and the Nuggets were still winning some games without him. Like, they look like a good team. So it's like, can you blame him? Like, is Jokic, he's going to put up his numbers, but at some point there's going to be like some recency bias, and there's going to be okay, this guy already has 3 MVPs. Like, that's going to come up. So I don't think he's going to get it.
Look, the same thing happened with MJ. You're telling me that Karl Malone is more valuable than Michael Jordan? Come on.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley.
Yeah, these guys are winning MVPs.
You telling me
Michael Jordan is winning championships?
Listen, in LeBron's run, you're telling me there were guys that are more valuable than LeBron James?
Yeah.
Come on. So it happens. Then you start looking at Luka Doncic, right? And divorced Luka probably is the MVP. But because that didn't happen until just this past month, he sits at 4th, even though he is dominant. He had what? He had the 8-game stretch of scoring 40 or more in away games. Hasn't happened since Michael Jordan, right? So he's got an MJ stat to put as a notch in the belt. Has put up incredible numbers on the offensive end. Now, Luka fans, they want to say, because of like defensive win shares, I know Gilbert Arenas was talking about defensive win shares, that's why Luka's actually a good defender. I have seen so much Olay defense this season and cone defense. I refuse to accept that as an argument or an opinion, but this man is a savant on the offensive end, and he sits at 4th. What more is Luka supposed to do if he wants to win an MVP? Has Wemby just changed the conversation? You have to be a defender if you're going to win the MVP?
Yeah, I've got 3 things for it. Stop complaining, improve on the defensive end, and play like this all season. This is my issue, is we've had down times with Luka. We've had down times with the Lakers. You have to be an incredibly good team to win an MVP. Unless you're Russell Westbrook, like first player to average a triple-double as a point guard, like first player to average triple-double since Oscar Robertson. You have to have one of those type of seasons to be able to be a 5 seed and win the MVP. Even a 3 seed, it's like your team has to be competing for a 1, like that, the top dog in the NBA, and you also have to be the best player, one of the best players in the NBA. So stop complaining, play some more defense, and play like you said, divorced Luka, a mixed up relationship, LA Luka. Play like this the entire year, and then we can have this conversation. But it's like, yeah, Luka for the past 15 games has definitely been the best player, the best offensive player in the NBA. Would have a case for it if this was the Lakers 24/7. But I watched the first 60 games of the season, and I was like, okay, Shea's better than him. Wemby's better than him. Jokic is better than him.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you have Shea winning the MVP. He has led the conversation for MVP for 10 weeks now until Wemby said that he wanted it. Do you think that this Wemby thing is just, it's going to be a 2-week conversation and then Shea's going to once again explain why he's the MVP?
I think it's
or like,
legit.
What's happening?
I think it's legit. Like, we are at a place where the Spurs are 2.5 games behind? Like, they're right there for it. Let's confirm.
It's 2.5. No,
okay, they're 2.5 games behind. So it's close enough. And whoever finishes out the season better is going to end up with an MVP award. Because if it really is fluctuating, the NBA this isn't like just some random report. Like the NBA is like, okay, he's number one right now. Like whoever finishes the season as the number one seed, I think is who's going to win MVP, because they both have an incredible case for it. If Wemby continues to play every single game, and he's going to have a historic defensive season, like this will be the most blocks since like a Rudy Gobert year when he played for the Jazz, that type of thing. And he's also averaging 25 a game and anchoring one of the best teams in the NBA. So as much as I think Shea should get it for being almost 50, 40, 90, the efficiency numbers are great. He's shooting 55% from the field as a point guard. Like, he's a good defender. Like, Shea is everything that you would want as a point guard to a team. A leader. He's been great, but whoever finishes the season better gets the MVP this year.
And we'll be here to watch it all unfold. This is
OKC has some tough matchups, though. Don't
yes, they do. No, they
play the Lakers
do.
A couple times. I think the Spurs. No, is it Denver that's in there? Something like that.
Okay, so listen. This is how the Thunder close out their schedule. They play the Pistons next, and they're lucky that they're getting the Pistons when they are. Because if they would have had a healthy Cade Cunningham, that's a different conversation. Then they play the Lakers. They play the Lakers again a week later. Okay, they get the Clippers, which is not an easy game because the Clippers need that game. And then they close it out with the Nuggets and the Suns. So they've got
no bad teams there.
They've got the Lakers twice, but they play the Jazz. I just didn't say it.
Okay, but that's the one game that's in between the Lakers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you got two Lakers games, the Nuggets, the Pistons, and the Suns. And the Clippers.
Everybody's fighting for playoff spots there. Every game like truly matters to every team besides the Jazz there. So this could be interesting. And I know the Spurs have got some easy games in theirs that the Spurs got.
Yeah, so if you look at the Spurs to close out the season, the Spurs play the Warriors. That's an easy one. Then Clippers, Nuggets, Sixers, they get the Blazers and the Mavs, and then they close it out against the Nuggets. So it's
Nuggets
easier.
Are playing everybody, huh?
It's easier. Well, dude, the Nuggets, their schedule is ridiculous. It's easier, but it's not the easiest thing. But listen, the top three guys in the MVP conversation are all playing each other. Top four, if you're looking at Shea playing against Luka, like we're going to see these guys match up to close it out before we figure out who the MVP is.
People.
You couldn't ask for anything better than this. This is incredible.
I think it's just a great time of year. Like end of March, everybody gets interested in basketball. And the people who have been here to appreciate the entire season get to enjoy it that much more because they saw the journeys of all these players. They saw the down times with all these teams. So I'm so happy to be here. I can't wait for April and May and June.
Switching gears, the tournament that gets everybody the most excited in the month of March is the NCAA tournament. Now, we have not covered the NCAA tournament very much at all. This is primarily an NBA First Pod. That's a lot of what we talk about. College basketball is still great. We're both huge fans. We both watch. We've both enjoyed the tournament. But Roman, if you're Duke, how do you try and pass that ball above two guys with that much time? And he could have just held the ball. And then you're UConn and you hit that shot. You green that shot.
That is the most March Madness sequence that you can have.
Oh,
we are in the Elite Eight. This is the top 8 teams. And Lil Bro just decided that it wasn't for him.
And it's Duke UConn too. Like it's blue blood.
Yes, it is blue blood city.
Blue bloods at this point right now. And it is, of course it'd be Duke, right? And of course it'd be Dan Hurley. And of course it's UConn that wins it.
Crazy.
Yes,
like,
down 19.
I turned off the game to go watch NBA games for a minute because I was like, teams in college don't come back from these types of leads. Like this doesn't happen. And then I was like, wait, this is a 10-point game? Like I just looked at the score and it was like 45-21. Like what's happening here? Dan Hurley is really like the GOAT. What's going on here? So I tuned back in. I'm like, okay, like this is Duke. They're still going to win the game. Like it's fine. And then, no, leave it to Caden Boozer to just decide to throw the ball into a double team.
Listen, I'm sitting on my couch. My in-laws are at the house. My mother-in-law's holding my son. Shot goes in. I launch off the couch. I'm screaming, running through my kitchen. My 7-month-old starts crying. He's like, because I'm yelling so loud, he starts crying, and I am just like sprinting around the house. My wife wanted to kill me, and I don't feel bad about it at all. I don't feel bad about it for a second. It was incredible to watch because I watched the game and I was like, okay, well, if UConn's going to win it, because I have UConn playing in the national championship against Michigan. So I was like, for UConn to win this, they have to have it within this with this many minutes to go. And then within this, and they every single time it was like, okay, it's got to be within 7 at 3 minutes. It's got to be within 3 with 90 seconds. It's got to be a 1-point game with 40 seconds. And it was like, it just kept on. They kept on doing it. And to Duke's credit, they were going to Boozer. He hit that ugly front of the rim roll in that you knew was going to go in when he put it up. And you were like, is this his moment? Yeah. No, it wasn't. No, it was not. That bully ball kind of stuff is not going to fly in the tournament. No shot. Come on.
So none of our top dogs that are going to get drafted next year are in the tournament anymore. Surprise, surprise. Veterans they do matter. Like
in college basketball, if you want to win a natty, but you got to go look at like Arizona. Yeah, Arizona's got
their 2 top dogs are freshmen.
But listen, I'll tell you,
that's going to be cinema.
Michigan is coming online at the right time.
Oh yeah,
they are online at the right time. You do not want to see those guys.
Is this the Fab Five Part 2? Is it happening?
30, they're up 30 in the Elite 8. Oh, Arizona.
No, this team is so good. Like, they're gonna win just based off of experience because
I hope so.
Arizona is just their 2 best players are just freshmen. It's like they are true freshmen. So it's like if they end up losing, I'd be like, well, how did Michigan lose that? But if Arizona loses, I'm like, can you blame them? Like they were just younger. Like their best player is a JUCO guy who's 23 years old.
The fact that Arizona's even making it this far, I mean, they normally fall off before this. They never make it this far.
What was it like their first Final Four in 20 plus years, something like that?
Dude. Yeah, yes. So, and then somehow the Fighting Illini squeak in.
Yeah. They're going to play Purdue in the Elite 8, so it's like...
Hey, Purdue's no slouch, dude.
No, Purdue went crazy, though. They really did.
Purdue went crazy. I'm happy for the Illini. Like, I mean, Darren Williams put me on when I was watching the Illini, the Fighting Illini back in the day. Like that was really when I like paid a lot of attention to that school. Like they've always been a consistent school. Like they're not a nobody in college basketball, but we are really getting big name schools. Big name schools are the schools that are playing at the highest level deep in the tournament. And I have to say this, Roman, you called this. You called this at the start of the year. You said, I don't know what AJ's doing. If he wants to do anything meaningful in college basketball, he better be playing at a blue blood. And he didn't. And he got bounced in the first round. Now, Richie Saunders got hurt. But, man, when you look at the tournament and you look at the freshmen playing at Arizona that are still playing, you look at Michigan still playing, you look at UConn still playing, like Duke was in the mix, like the teams they were playing, like Tennessee's been around for a long time.
Sorry.
Alligator. Like it really is blue blood city right now in the tournament.
It is. And I don't know, because my point, the more I look back on it, like, yes, I was wrong. For the development of the NBA, it is a great school for him to go to. Like, sure. NIL has completely changed the landscape. But being from Utah, just something in my soul knew this is what BYU does in the tournament. You will not have a deep playoff run, no matter how it's going to happen.
Something's going to happen. 3
of your starters are going to get hurt when you're the best player in the country. So you can't have a deep playoff run. You're going to have to drop 35 points to even be in the game. And Texas went deep. Texas made it really far in order to make BYU look a lot better. But man, oh man, does it make me feel a little bit better knowing that BYU was a first-round exit and everybody's like, you got to watch out for BYU this year. I don't care how many points that boy was going to drop. They were going to lose no matter what.
I can't wait to watch the rest of the tournament. I think one of my best friends, I think my best friend and I, we're gonna go grab wings and watch one of the Final Four games this week. Just hanging out with the guys. It'll be a bunch of fun. So I can't wait for that. Okay. Let's move into, we got a bunch of like small topics that I think are just really good conversation. Like, I don't know how we chop this and post it on social media because there's a lot that you have to talk about. We got to start. So the To the Baja podcast, they had an incredible segment. It was a 2v2 matchup, Kawhi and MJ versus Kobe and LeBron. And I got to say, they were taking shots at LeBron that I do not understand at all.
Yes.
Like, I don't get them. Yes. Okay. What stood out to you? What did you have the biggest problem with?
Okay. The shots at LeBron James. Like, what are we talking about? Like, this isn't Charlie Villanueva was the only person who brought it up. And he was like, we were talking about LeBron here, and Darren Williams was talking about how he'd rather have Kawhi closing a game than LeBron James. It's like, maybe Kawhi in 2019 or like late Spurs Kawhi, but like, why is LeBron getting discredited? Like he's not a clutch player, like he's not a top 2 player of all time for a reason. Okay. The amount of deep playoff runs that we have seen from this man, and you don't want him as a closer. I don't care what other names are up there. Like Kobe and MJ, of course, those are top 2 dogs. But anybody else, why is LeBron James not even in the conversation?
I had the hardest time when Raymond Felton said that MJ and Kobe were strong, as if they're as strong as LeBron James. Like,
They don't compare.
I'm not saying that those players individually are not strong and strong at their position. They were. But you cannot tell me that they are going to lock up LeBron. Kawhi, we've seen Kawhi defend LeBron at a high level. So I can understand that conversation. I have no problems with that. But to make it seem like a shooting guard is locking up LeBron is crazy, especially when you look at what LeBron was doing against prime Kobe Bryant year in and year out. He has a better record, smoked Kobe quite often.
Yes. Like, this is LeBron James. All 3 of these other players are sort of similar statures. Like, Kawhi is a little bit bigger than an MJ, than a Jordan, but like almost the exact same height. Kawhi might even be listed at 6'6" now.
You'd put him closer to them than LeBron.
5 pounds, 10 pounds more than Kobe and Jordan. But Bron is at least, at his lightest, 25, 30 pounds more than these guys. And he's at least 3 inches taller than these guys. So it's like, he's a different level of player than them. And of course, I'm going to have some bias towards the guy that I've been watching play my entire life. It's like, this is LeBron James. This is the top 2 player of all time. I know MJ's on the other side, but like, if we're talking a 2-on-2 matchup, I feel like somebody has to take on the scoring role and somebody has to take on whatever other role that becomes. Okay. And I like Kobe taking on a scoring role, and I like LeBron taking on whatever other role that has to be compared to anybody else. I don't care what names you put up. If it's Kobe and Bron, I don't think anybody beats that duo.
Yeah,
Kawhi is the lesser of this group.
I know.
He is.
Yeah, you look who's the weakest player, and it is Kawhi.
Like, he is there's a top 3. And then, like, Kawhi is up there, but he's not in that tier with these guys.
No, he's not. And the thing is like, the context matters, right? So Kawhi played for 3 teams, won championship with 2 teams. LeBron played for 3 teams, won championships with all 3 teams. Kobe and Michael, both high volume championship winners. Kobe with more finals appearances, MJ with more championships. So you get some parity, but you have to take Kobe and LeBron because, and if your argument is, well, LeBron isn't a closer, he's got Kobe Bryant in a 2v2. So you would go LeBron and Kobe if you think Kobe's a better closer. Yeah. Because Kobe's going to want to take that shot and LeBron's willing to pass if he needs to pass. But like, listen, in these types of settings, if you are that much bigger than your opponent and there's no opportunity to help, like, you take them to the paint, you get your buckets, and you call it a night.
This is where we see Miami LeBron, and he just goes straight post work. Like, it's not even post work. It's just going to be 5 feet from the rim, and I'm going to do whatever I want because you're 6'6". There's a reason that Kobe Bryant wasn't guarding LeBron James most of the time. There's a reason that Meta World Peace, Ron Artest, had to guard him instead of Kobe Bryant. Like, this happened, and the Bron matchup, it doesn't matter.
Don't take one play in an all-star game and make it seem like that was every single time these 2 matched up. No, I'm going Kobe and LeBron in the 2v2.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Jalen Brown talked about how he believes that there should be a flopping technical foul. I love the idea. I 100% support it. I agree completely. I think you should be able to challenge. I want to reference a video that you talked about. This was months ago, where you said if you win a challenge, you get it back. But if you lose, if you miss, you lose it. I think you should be able to challenge for flopping because it's hard to get in the moment. So you should be able to call for a challenge on it. And it should be a technical foul, guaranteed free throw. 100%. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that, it goes along with my point that I made about that rule change. You have 7 challenges. You can challenge anything during a timeout. Like, that's when it happens, especially with flopping. We're in a new era. Not everybody flops, but you see flops every single game. This isn't something that we used to see 20 years ago. It is ramping up. We're seeing a lot more flopping, and we've already had rule changes. If you would have told a coach 20 years ago that there was going to be a challenge, they would have been like, there's no way that's ever happening. And here we are today. So I feel like it's going to get to a point where it's going to have to be called because 3 refs on the court, they still miss flops. They miss them all the time.
But of course you miss a flop. Like, the whole point of a flop is you're tricking the referees into making a call that didn't happen.
You are faking more contact than really is happening.
Because in the moment, it's hard to be able to figure out what's going on. And everyone wants to play the slow-mo clip of SGA shooting that midi and he flops on Derek White, who's playing defense. You Why doesn't the NBA just give their referees a little bit of relief? Hey, give coaches the ability to challenge. Let them evaluate the play and make that call. And if players do this too many times, give them a tech.
Give them a T. Yeah.
Give them a tech.
I think
so that we
honestly,
don't have this all game long.
We're waiting for the post NBA season referee conference. Mm-hmm. I think those are important every single year. Mm-hmm. So most of the people who have the input are actively refereeing right now. So they have to wait until the season's over to actually implement some changes. But over the next couple of years, if we don't see some changes to flopping, if we're already this annoyed by it, what's it going to look like in a couple of years if we don't see some moves?
I think if you're a ref, this gives you the ability to breathe. Okay, I don't have to nail every single call. These coaches can reload on a flopping call. I can go back, watch the tape, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was definitely not a foul. Let me, I got it. Let's walk this back and let's keep playing. So I'm here for it. This is going to be brutal for you. I'm not going to lie. Build your starting five, Celtics edition. Here are the names available to you: Paul Pierce, Jason Tatum, Larry Bird, KG, Bill Russell, Rondo, Bob Cousy, Jalen Brown, Ray Allen. Good luck.
I mean, it's just impossible, Mo. Like, I don't know how you do this to me. But, like, I'm not putting Bob Cousy on the court. I don't care. And I need a point guard. So Rondo's going at the point. Rondo has to go at the point.
Rondo.
This is where everything starts to get difficult. Mm-hmm. Because in my eyes,
I'm giving you players in their prime.
Everybody's in their prime.
Yeah.
Well, then I can't. There's no way I can cut Finals MVP Paul Pierce. So I think I'm going to put him at the 2.
Okay. I get the feeling you're going to be cutting a Finals MVP somewhere, Roman.
Yeah, but we know the storyline for his Finals MVP. Oh. No, legends are getting cut here.
Yeah.
They really are.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. When I think of prime KG, I don't even think of Celtics KG. He didn't win an MVP here. Prime KG is like late Timberwolves KG. Let's be real.
What's about to happen here?
Okay, the correct answer is to go Paul Pierce at the 2, Larry Bird at the 3, Jason Tatum at the 4. No, I can't do it. I can't do that. I can't do it.
Wait. Whoa.
Wait. Is it the prime player or is it there's prime with the Celtics?
What makes it easier for you? You want prime player? You want prime with the Celtics? I'll give you a little bit of relief. I'll let you
prime
choose.
Player.
You want prime player all time? That's fine with me.
Okay, then. No, I can't. There's no right answer.
No, dude, this is horrible.
Okay, let me establish who has to be on the team.
Okay.
So Larry Bird has to be out there.
Yes.
Oh, KG has to be out there.
Okay.
Bill Russell has to be out there.
You have to have Bill. You can't not have Bill. And you need a point guard.
But in this situation, I'm going to have to cut a point guard.
Well, yeah. Okay.
But I've recently heard Paul Pierce say that if he had to run an offense, he wouldn't make the playoffs. But with these guys around, I'll take it. I'm going to put slightly undersized shooting guard Paul Pierce at the 1 spot.
Oh my gosh, you're cheating.
That's cheating.
You're gonna be the Phoenix. You're gonna be the Phoenix Suns, who's rolling Devin Booker at the point. Yeah, that's you.
Wait. Is Paul
Bradley
Pierce?
Beal? You're rolling Bradley Beal out at the point. Yeah, nice.
Is Paul Pierce like 6'5"?
No, he's taller than that.
Tell me he's 6'5". I feel like he is. No, he's 6'7". Okay, I can't do that. I can't.
Paul Pierce was guarding LeBron, dude. Yeah, Paul Pierce he's a small forward.
Okay, then I have to put Rondo at the 1.
Okay, back to Rondo. You can't put Jalen Brown. He struggles to dribble.
Yeah, but that dude's in the conversation for MVP right now, and he was Finals MVP.
You better believe
2 years ago.
Yes, and you're cutting him.
But yeah, it doesn't feel right to put Jalen Brown in these spots.
All right, you said it.
So we're gonna go Rondo at the 1.
Okay.
we're putting Paul Pierce at the 2.
Okay.
Larry Bird at the 3.
You have to decide if you're going small ball with Tatum or traditional with KG. That's the decision.
That was the hard thing for me. But if I'm cutting JB, I have to cut Jason Tatum at this point. Like, it's gonna happen.
Okay.
So we're gonna roll out Rajon Rondo at the point guard, Paul Pierce at the 2 spot, Larry Bird at the 3, KG at the 4, and Bill Russell at the 5. It had to be a team, and I don't think that's the incorrect team. Those are the guys that you pick. Maybe 5 years from now we can have this conversation and include JB and JT. But at this point, all-time Celtics, I think that's the right move. If you're 80 years old, you're going to say Bob Cousy belongs there. But it's Rondo. I need a traditional point guard to run these 5 people around, these other 4 people around.
The truth is, what we're looking at
Paul
is
Pierce.
whether or not Jalen Brown or Jason Tatum can leapfrog Paul Pierce. That's what we're looking at.
Which at this point, I got a whole career of Paul Pierce, the killer, the guy who got stabbed, 18 times and came back a few months later to play. I'm going to take that guy right now.
Doo-doo Pants McGee, yeah. Listen, if the duo can win another title and if either one of them is able to separate, maybe throw an MVP in there, or that's where it's at.
Give it some time. This is exactly like my Shea thing. We can't include him top 4 point guards yet. You got to give it some time. Like these guys were drafted not even 10 years ago. Let them have their career first. We got to relax. Now, something to let you not relax.
Oh, boy.
Let me give you these names. So we've got who comes off the bench. The names are Magic Johnson, Steph Curry, Larry Bird, Hakeem Olajuwon, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Kawhi Leonard.
Okay.
It's preference.
I have to roll with Hakeem, of course, because I need a center. I think I'm going to go Magic and Steph.
Little 1-2 punch.
I'm going to let Magic bring the ball up on offense. Steph is going to run the floor. And on defense, Steph will guard the point, and I'll move Magic to another guard. I have Giannis, Kawhi, and Larry Bird. I am not discrediting Larry Bird. He is here. Larry Bird is on that team, and Giannis is on this team. We're benching Kawhi Leonard. We're benching Kawhi.
Straight to him.
We're benching Kawhi. Yeah, he's getting benched. Yeah. And I feel great about it too, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel great about it. I feel phenomenal about it. I'm rolling with MVPs. I'm rolling with championships. I'm rolling with big-time champions. And yes, does Kawhi have more rings than Giannis? Of course, he does. I can't say he doesn't. But I feel good about my 5. I feel great about my 5. Kawhi on that second unit? Yeah.
See, this is where I might disagree. Like, I feel like
because we have no defense in our backcourt. Magic and Steph, we have no defense. But then I got Kawhi off the bench for defense.
But yeah, you're going to have Kawhi off the bench. But that's where I might have to include Kawhi
but look at my front
for
court.
Some more relief from the guard spots.
Look at my front court. I have defensive.
But Moses, this is 2026. It's not about your front court. We'll shoot 53 pointers on you.
Okay, but like you're gonna run a pick and roll, and you're gonna pick and roll into Larry Bird. You're gonna pick and roll into Giannis.
We'll spread it out, and we can run it. Yeah, we can run 5 out, pick and roll, get Steph Curry a miss on somebody that we don't want, and just attack him for kick out threes. Boston Celtics style basketball. This is my only issue with it. Like I need Kawhi Leonard on the court. I might be kicking Giannis to the bench. I'm just saying, like, Hakeem is already there. I don't need another 7-footer who's going to be doing things. And Giannis isn't going to be doing anything on the offensive end with his team.
Just dunking the basketball when we need it.
That's true. You don't have really an athletic person on this team.
We lack athleticism
if Giannis goes to the bench.
If you take Giannis off. Larry Bird wasn't known for his athletic dominance. Okay.
Young Larry, though. Young Larry will posterize, He will.
Yeah, sneaky. It still felt sneaky. It felt like a sneaky poster. Felt like a rim grace.
Modern day, I'm kicking Larry to the bench. Larry can run the second unit. Modern. Yeah.
Modern day, dude. You need 3-point shooting, dude.
No. We're letting the white man run the bench.
Steph and Larry drilling threes. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's like 2 GOAT shooters.
Yeah,
that's like
dude.
Pre-Steph Curry is Larry Bird.
And then you get Kawhi, who's just like a do-it-all. plug and play. Somebody gets him fouled. He basically can plug into any role other than Magic.
He will be your yep. Whoever has trouble, because if Hakeem gets 2 fouls, you just move Giannis to the center position and or you can move Magic to the center position and you put Kawhi in there. So I guess Kawhi is your versatile player that you have to just take out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like if there was one player, it is Giannis. But this team lacks any sort of athleticism. So we have no high flyers besides Giannis. So yeah, I feel like you do gotta kick Kawhi to the bench. Hurts.
NBA expansion.
Oh,
Roman, it's happening. It's happening. I'm so excited. I'm so excited because for years I've been saying, guys, LeBron's going to own a team. He's going to retire and he's going to own a team. And it is playing out perfectly. LeBron plays the rest of this season. LeBron signs a contract next year and announces that he's going to retire. Then LeBron retires and announces he is going to be the face as an owner of the team in Las Vegas. There is no ownership group that will be put together to own that team that will not include LeBron James. I can personally guarantee you this.
And that team will never win anything. Michael Jordan 2.0.
Who knows? He might be Jerry West 2.0, and he might just be winning tons of championships.
Yeah, but this ain't the Lakers.
It might be.
This
is
the
exactly
brand new franchise. This is exactly what Michael Jordan did.
Listen, Jerry West didn't win a lot of titles when he played. Won a ton when he got to the other side. LeBron's all knowledge.
He got to do it for the Lakers, not for the Charlotte Hornets.
Listen, I'm just saying. I think LeBron is going to be the owner. And let me tell you this: when this happens, move the Minnesota Timberwolves to the East. Get Anthony Edwards into the Eastern Conference. It will be peak television, absolutely peak. So the names to get moved to the East, that are obvious: you move Memphis to the East, and you move Minnesota to the East. I think it makes sense. You pull your 2 new Western Conference
being
teams.
A West team is still hilarious.
Yeah. Listen.
Why are they there?
Listen, man. This is how we get Anthony Edwards into the finals. Okay, we move him to the East. He goes to the finals within 2 seasons. It's gonna be electric. Yeah. And for people that are concerned about how these teams are able to pluck players, I know you broke this down. So help people understand.
So as I understand it, the teams get to protect their top 8 guys, and then whatever unrestricted free agents and whatever's not your top 8 becomes free game. So they can poach one player from just about every team. Anywhere they can have up anywhere from 14 to 29 guys they potentially take, and they just get to choose from that set. And then they also get a draft pick, I think, in both rounds, which means the draft is probably going to move up. Instead of we have 30 picks in each round, it's going to be 31 picks in each round. So we'll get one more pick there. That'll be interesting to see. But yeah, if you don't protect your guy, one of those key role players for these deep playoff teams, you might be losing some people. Like Gary Payton has already said it. If there is a Seattle franchise expansion, he wants in. He wants there. And I'm sure there's plenty of guys who would love to go to Seattle. Huge market there for basketball. Go to Vegas. Huge market. And then you sign an unrestricted free agent who was a guy coming off a 25-point-per-game season. It could be interesting. So don't get mad if a couple years from now, when your team loses a key role player because they decided that he wasn't a top 8 guy and wasn't important to them.
I can't wait to hear the locker room discourse about who made it as the top 8. There's just some fragile NBA teams and some fragile NBA egos. And it's like, man, who's not making the cut? Like, could you imagine if an expansion team would have been able to pluck Benedict Mathurin? Oh, dude.
He would be talking crazy to his team.
I know.
I think about these really deep teams, like your Pistons, OKC.
San Antonio,
Yeah. Like, you would have such an interesting discourse because that guy didn't deserve to get cut. Like, he didn't. Like, he was good enough to stay on that team, but it was just like, sorry, this is business. A decision had to be made. And then he ends up as a starter on this new team who's averaging like 18 a game.
Yeah.
And that first game back playing his old team that he technically got cut from, it's going to be great TV.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Cannot wait to see it. Okay, biggest disappointment for you from the non-play-in teams. Now that we know who's not making the play-in, they're guaranteed to not make the playoffs. So what was the biggest disappointment from you? What stands out?
Well, it's obviously the top dog of any of these teams is, of course, the Bucks. Like, Giannis injuries and, not knowing what players are going to be playing. Like Ryan Rollins takes off this season. Kyle Kuzma still has his starting spot. Like this team was all over the place this year. Cam Thomas coming into the team late in the season and just getting waived. Like nothing really happens there. So Bucks were 100% an underwhelming team, but no Giannis. So it was kind of expected, but nobody thought that Giannis was going to be hurt all year. And who knows? He may not even be a Buck next season. So we'll see where that goes. But then the other team, it's just due to injuries as well. But the Mavericks, I mean, they started this year with possibly at some point maybe getting a Kyrie Irving back. And you have Anthony Davis, and you have Klay Thompson, and you have D'Angelo Russell. Wow. I can't. Wow. And you have, you have these young players. I didn't even mention Cooper Flagg, who's potential rookie of the year. So they got the number one pick, but it's like injuries, man. And then the trade happens. Like you end up with Chris Middleton instead of AD. Like that's what the season kind of looked like for the Mavericks. So hopefully Cooper Flagg is their future, and I think he will be. But sort of a letdown. I would think that Mavericks fans would say the same thing.
Yeah, I just it's hard for me to pick between the Grizzlies and the Pelicans, mainly because I just look at John Morant and Zion Williamson and the dynamic of those two guys when they came into the league, what they were supposed to be, what they were supposed to mean to the league. Neither one is even going to sniff the postseason. They shut John Morant down for the end of the year, and Zion's played. He's actually played a pretty good amount of games this season, so it hasn't been like the typical story. But to just see both of those guys not winning players, adding nothing to the league at this point, it's sad. It really is sad. And so it's hard for me to pick one out of the two. I think I probably point to the Grizzlies, mainly because this was a team that was so much more competitive in the past and has really just fallen off. Now Triple J's gone. The Dylan Brooks dynamic hasn't been there for a while. It's just they're a shell of what they once were. And it's a cheap ticket to go see a game in Memphis. So I'm probably going to give it to Memphis. We saw Moses Moody. We saw Moses Moody absolutely destroy his leg. His knee looked terrible.
And it got me thinking. Vibes.
It got me thinking, Roman, what is happening in San Francisco? Why is it that the San Francisco 49ers and the Golden State Warriors are putting up with just insane numbers of just terrible injuries after terrible injuries after terrible injuries on both of these franchises to a bunch of players independently? Like, is there something in the airwaves? Is there something in the water? What are these people eating? Who needs to get fired? Why can we not put healthy players on a basketball floor for the Golden State Warriors? And why do we miss so many players for the San Francisco 49ers? It's just weird. It's weird.
It's weird. I don't understand it. Like, I was thinking about it too. I was just like, man, it seems like if you're a star Warriors player, unless your name is Stephen Curry, like a major knee injury is going to happen to you. But then I was like, it doesn't even have to be a knee injury because like Kevin Durant tore his Achilles there. But like Klay Thompson has his injury there. Jimmy Butler has his injury there. Like Sean Livingston didn't have his injury there, but he dealt with his whole knee problem while he was there. And now Moses Moody, I'm sure there's a few players that I'm not even thinking about who have had major injuries while they're there, but something in that San Fran water, something's going on over there in California. And soon, I don't want to watch my GOAT Brandon Pajemski suffer a knee injury.
Bro, people hate Pods. I don't like him. I don't know what it is about him that I don't like. I don't like him.
I don't know why people hate him. I don't. I think people just hate the fact that we're going to have to move on from Stephen Curry at some point. I think that's where it comes from.
I think people look at Pods and they just ask themselves, how is this guy a starter in the NBA? I think that's what it is. Like they look at him and they're like, I don't know, starter?
Brandon Pajemski proves that confidence is everything. That's how I see it. Like if Steve Kerr is in a post-game interview saying, I loved it, to a down by 2, 15 seconds on the clock, 3-pointer from Brandon Pajemski to put you ahead. And he says, I liked it. I saw the shot. The amount of confidence that you have to have as a player to think when Steph Curry's gone, this is my franchise. I just think it's an unbelievable amount of confidence that has been instilled in this man, that he thinks that this is really his. And to him, I say, go take it, bro. Who's going to tell you no? It seems like all the fans are telling you no, but who from that franchise is telling you no?
So I feel like the owner should come down and say, we're 36 and 38 in the 10 seed Pods. Maybe this isn't the way we need to go.
This is team right now, though. Let's be real.
All right. All right.
I'm just saying.
I don't know,
Steph
dude.
Curry
Something
ain't
about
out there.
his
He's the
game.
guard.
I don't know if it's his jump shot. I don't know if it's the hair. I don't know if it's. I
It's
don't
the
know what it
name.
is, but it's
It's
just
the name and the hair.
pods.
Pajemski.
Yeah.
Let's not get
Wait,
into that, though.
Before we get to one-on-one matchups, I do just want to talk about this again because I can't get it off my mind. UConn is the powerhouse of college basketball. If they keep this up, they're going to become the Nick Saban Alabama of college basketball if they can keep this up. And I don't know, I watched the game and I just felt like somehow Dan's team was going to make it happen. They looked poised. They didn't look like they cared. They missed so many threes and they kept shooting them, and then they made them when they mattered. And I got to point to hard coaching. I don't know if there is a coach that pushes his players as hard as Dan Hurley does on the floor and off the floor. And it works. It just works incredibly well. And you've got guys like their big Caravan who's come back multiple times to continue to play for this team. If you're a top recruit, how do you not pick UConn? How do you not want to play for this guy? And then you look at what like guys like Castle now are doing in the league. Like, how do you not look at UConn and the standard of excellence and the fact that they've lived up to it time and time again and are most likely going to compete for another national championship? Like, why would you not go play for this man and go play for that team? Like, you need some hard coaching, I think, at this point.
You do, especially at that like 18-year-old age. Like, your high school coach probably wasn't doing it then because you already know you're going to the league. So it's like if you really want to establish yourself as a guy who's going to be great in the league, hard coaching is where it's at. And there's not a lot of players who can handle that hard coaching. Like, you see these practices that he runs, like he gets mad at the ball boys.
Yeah.
Like, it is serious out there. And I think there's no better prep for going to the league than some hard coaching like that. So yeah, if you want a deep playoff run and you want to have a very difficult college life, but you look back on it and you appreciate it. It's like you need that difficult coaching in order for you to grow. So if there's any coach that I would be picking as a top prospect, I'm definitely going to UConn. I'm definitely going to play for Dan Hurley. I feel like it just to add on to it a little bit, it builds a different kind of relationship. Like, I feel like a coach should not be buddy-buddy with you if you are trying to win a national championship. Like, I should be like, I don't want to disappoint my coach. Like, I shouldn't have like a really, cool relationship with my coach. I want him to be the guy that I'm like, I can't mess up because my coach will get mad at me. Like, it should be like a almost not parent-kid relationship, but something similar.
There's a level of respect that needs to be there.
Yes,
yeah.
They're a coach for a reason. They're not your friend. They're your coach. So it's like when you're down 20, how much effort are you going to put in? Because you're the reason we're losing right now. Like, that's the message that you would be spitting in your head as a player when you're disappointing your coach or you're not playing hard. So I think everybody who makes it to the NBA has gone through some hard coaching, and there's nobody better at it than Dan Hurley.
All right, let's close it out with some one-on-one matchups. What you got?
Ooh, but this time I got one-on-one matchups. We're going to go teammate edition. So some matchups that you would never really think would happen. So first one, we got probably the best matchup that you could see. Jason Tatum versus Jalen Brown.
Healthy, prime players, Jason Tatum. I mean, Jason Tatum has the size advantage. I feel like he is the better player. I feel like he also has a better handle and can do more with a larger frame. Easy pick for me. I'm going to stick with Tatum on this.
Okay. Second one. I went Lakers. I was thinking about Luka, but I was like, nobody's beating Luka. So I thought a better matchup would be the guy who never plays one-on-ones. We have LeBron James versus Austin Reeves.
Okay, now we're getting disrespectful. This is disrespectful. I don't care if LeBron's 40 or 47. He's going to beat Austin Reeves, mainly because he is so much bigger than Austin Reeves. He can take the ball, take Austin down to the paint, and lay the ball up at the hoop. It is not going to be competitive. It's not to say that Austin Reeves can't shoot the blood out of the ball. He's a great player, but LeBron is too much. He's way too big for Austin Reeves to be able to do anything. It's not going to be close.
The recent reports of Bronny saying that he beat his father are not going to help you out with this one, Mo. I don't know. I think LeBron's just an old man. Listen, I don't know if it's going to work out for him here.
Listen, there's
I think
some
it's a little bit closer than you think it is.
There's some dads that beat their kids in games. In games.
You got that right.
There's some dads that quit playing games against their kids, and there's some dads that let their kids win. And something
Is
about
any
how
of
Bronny
those
made
dads
it,
breaking the backboard in anger after they lose to their child, though?
something about how Bronny made it into the league makes me think that LeBron would let Bronny score some points, and the game might have gotten away from him.
We're
I don't
back
know.
to the confidence argument.
I don't
It
know.
might just be purely a confidence thing. But I'm just saying, we know Bron is not really a defensive player anymore, and
Fair.
AR is incredibly quick. I think this might be a little bit closer than most would think.
All right.
Just saying.
Next up.
For the next teammate matchup, Brandon Ingram versus Scotty Barnes.
Oh, geez. Ooh.
We got a defensive player of the year candidate versus one of the better guys with an offensive bag.
Yeah, I don't trust Scotty's offense, but he's really good at defense.
But BI's midi, like this is what this guy does.
Yeah. Scotty's a great defender, but in one-on-one, these are NBA players. Like they're going to get their shots, and he's just Brandon Ingram's a more consistent offensive player. And so in this instance, I'm going to lean BI here because I believe that mid-range contested fadeaway jumper that he loves to go to, he's gonna make it. I'm gonna go BI.
Okay, next matchup, Knicks basketball. Mikal Bridges versus OG Anunoby.
Oh my gosh, this might be the toughest one yet.
Because I've never seen OG as a number one option, but he's such a good 2-3 option. And then Mikal Bridges just doesn't match up with the size, but we've seen him drop 25 a game. But that OG defense.
I don't know how you pick this. Mikal's great at defense too.
Yeah.
This is shoot.
It's these good role players that give you the toughest time. Purely looking at the way they play basketball.
I don't know because of the way that Brunson plays and Cat plays, these guys have had to default to more of that catch and shoot element of their game. But OG will take you off the dribble, no problem. Mikal will take you off the dribble, and he's got that high. Sometimes his shot reminds me of Rashard Lewis, where it comes off the hands so high. But he'll hit that midi, no problem. But OG,
I don't know. I just feel like Mikal has more of a bag, and that's probably because I've seen it. Like maybe OG on that Nets team would have been better, but like OG's great when you kick it to him off a double team and he's able to operate in the lane because somebody's created a mismatch. Like Mikal went and played for that Nets team. Like he averaged 25 a game.
OG's Nigerian. Okay. I feel like I can't pick against him because our dad's Nigerian. Roman, I don't know.
This is how you play basketball.
Yeah, but he's London Nigerian, like he originally was from London.
That's basketball right there.
He's UK. He's got UK ties. No, I think it might be Mikal. It might be Mikal. I think Mikal's game on the offensive end feels more under control than OG. But this is very close because OG will play bully ball on both sides of the ball, and he's extremely good. This is the closest matchup yet, but I guess I'm going to go Mikal.
Okay. Last one, a little bit more of a fun one. Rudy Gobert versus Julius Randle.
Yeah, Julius Randle is going to win this.
You didn't see Rudy Gobert block KD? He's locking up one-on-one.
You haven't seen all the stories I've posted of Rudy Gobert missing layups, airballing dunks, just getting completely embarrassed.
I've seen Julius Randle do that before.
On a weekly basis, this man is getting completely embarrassed. Now, I'm going to go Julius Randle. I don't like picking football players as basketball players, which is what I believe Julius Randle is. But against Rudy Gobert, who has a negative offensive bag, I'm going to go with Julius.
Yeah, it's the right pick. I just thought Rudy deserved a mention for blocking KD's shot last week. So.
It's a great block, though. Did you see KD look at his hand after?
Yeah.
Just never happened in my
blocked.
life.
Why was Rudy moving like that, though? Why was Rudy low-key staying with KD?
How come the Timberwolves don't give Rudy the ball more when Anthony Edwards is on load management? When they sit Ant, why are we not running more pick and roll and getting the ball to Rudy Gobert? I don't understand Chris
As
Finch's
a Timberwolves
offense
fan,
sometimes.
you want them to give Rudy the ball more.
Okay, as a Timberwolves fan, with Anthony Edwards off the floor, I believe the Timberwolves need to create some easier offense. There is nothing easier than a lob dunk at times for the Timberwolves.
You don't like Jaden McDaniels taking 24 shots a game?
I don't like losing when he does it.
Yeah.
Let's
talk about that real quick.
I just think you've got Conley
5-5 in their last 10.
I know. Listen, especially when you're giving more minutes to Conley, I feel like they need to incorporate more pick and roll into their offense. I do. I feel like they get more open looks. They have guys that can shoot the ball, but I question when Bones Highland has the ball in his hands, when McDaniels has the ball in his hands, Julius Randle, like they're other guards, like they're not calling for pick and rolls. I feel like they should get. I feel like it's crazy coming from me, but I really feel like they need to get Rudy Gobert out of the dunker spot sometimes and just let him run some pick and roll. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
He is very good at pick and roll basketball.
Yes, and Chris Finch like just doesn't do it as much as I think he should. I think he should do it more.
Which I think shows the value of Anthony Edwards. Like this team would not be good without Anthony Edwards.
Oh gosh, no.
And that's kind of obvious, but like I'm sure this makes Ant feel pretty good that the team is not doing well without him playing. Like knowing that this offense and this team works because of me. Like that's got to make you feel good. And the Rockets too. The Rockets are 5-5 in their last 10. Like it seems like
the Rockets
those two teams are dropping.
Okay. Are we going to talk about how it feels like everybody hates Alperen Sengun? Like Sengun post All-Star break, alligator post All-Star break. I don't know what's going on in Houston, but none of it's good. Ime Udoka's like not making adjustments, and the energy's weird with KD. Tari Eason can't shoot the ball anymore. Sengun, it's
Sengun fell off. We had the first game of the season where it looked like Sengun was going to be the best power forward in the NBA, and then it was just like consistent for a while, but then it just like went down. And then he gets in as an all-star.
They need Fred VanVleet back in there. They need him. Yeah,
because Reed's been okay, but Reed is still young, and then they get Holiday back, but like that's not a starting point guard. Like,
no, it's not. It doesn't matter.
So this year is probably going to be first round exit. They get that 4-5 matchup with the Timberwolves, and they probably get exited first round.
You better hope. They're the 6th seed, and I think the Lakers would love to turn the Rockets into mincemeat. Also, we need Amen Thompson to get a jumper. Like he needs to get a better, more consistent jumper. That has to happen. So kind of weird stuff happening in Houston. Some weird stuff with some of these teams. Like you have, this was crazy. Okay, so in the West, Thunder in their last 10, 9-1, Spurs 9-1, Lakers 9-1, Nuggets 8-2. Those are your top 4 seeds. And then it's 5-5, 5-5, 4-6, 6-4. It's just weird. NBA is so weird.
It's a weird thing.
Roman, I want to close the pod with this. I got a random question for you, okay? Yep. This is just for fun. I have an iPhone. You have an iPhone. Most likely, just about every single person listening to this podcast has an iPhone. Roman, how did Apple let Spotify become the Apple of music apps? And Apple Music is the Android of music apps. How did they let this happen? I don't understand. I don't understand why I use Apple Music and I'm using and it's like the Android equivalent of a music app. And yet Spotify's out there and exists and it's the Apple. Is this making any sense? Is this making any sense?
I've never thought about that, but that's so true. Like Apple Music has become the little bro to Spotify. Because let's be real, like Spotify is better. I know it is. But I choose to use Apple Music because I have an iPhone. I just haven't made the switch.
Every Android user refusing to make that statement.
Yeah. Because it's Android users.
Yes.
Like, people have Samsungs are never going to say anything like that. But yeah, it's like, not even if you're underground or anything like that, but like you want to find specific music. Sometimes Apple Music just won't even have it. And then lots of times Apple Music just doesn't even work. But like there's just so much more accessibility on Spotify too. Like and everything like that. Like everything is on Spotify. Like if you're paying for Apple Music, you might as well just be paying for Spotify. There's really no difference in like pay, but just the quality of it. Like these unreleased, like Frank Ocean songs and things like that I would be wanting to listen to. They're on Spotify, but they ain't on Apple Music.
I'm about this close, man. I'm about this close. I found out that you can just transfer your entire catalog with like an app. So you don't even lose any of your music. I'm about this close to switching. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we're gonna see some Dolby Atmos crazy improvements to music itself from Apple in order for us to stay. Apple, we make our statement.
And with that, we will close out the podcast. This is a fun one. I'm shocked we still went over an hour. I can't make any sense of this. Season 3, episode 22. If you're not following us already after 22 beautiful episodes of this podcast, find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and a new social media platform that is launching called Buzzer, BZZR. It is an all sports social media platform, and we are some of the marquee NBA talent on the platform. We got like almost our whole catalog. Roman's been going crazy putting all of our videos up there. So give us a follow there too if you want an all sports social media experience. It's brand new. I think they push for major launch April 7th. So you kind of get in a little early. It'll feel like you're in a little early until everything moves. But with that, season 3, episode 22, Swishlist podcast, we are out.